Best thing that's happened to me so far in 2020? That's easy. New music from Justin Bieber. 2020 has been very, very good for President Donald Trump so far. Like, really good. Consider just how much has gone right for him so far this year. The Democratic race is off to a rocky and unpredictable start, to say the least. The Iowa caucuses were an absolute and total debacle, failing to report any results in the actual night of the vote and continuing to struggle to verify the winner amid questions about voting inconsistencies. Quote, "The Democrat caucus is an unmitigated disaster," tweeted Trump, pouring his usual lighter fluid all over the fire, adding, quote, "Nothing works, just like they ran the country." He's not totally wrong. After Iowa came the New Hampshire primary, where Vermont Senator and avowed Democratic Socialist Bernie Sanders wound up on top, installing himself as the race's frontrunner. While most hypothetical general election polling shows Sanders leading Trump nationally, some Trump campaign officials and many non-Bernie backing Democrats seem to believe that the Vermont senator would be the party's weakest opponent against the incumbent president. And even if Sanders doesn't eventually wind up as the party's nominee, his rise and the enduring nature of his support means that the nomination fight is likely to extend into the summer and possibly all the way through the party convention. So in the middle of all this Democratic nomination fight, Trump delivered his third State of the Union address. It's the final one before he faces voters in the fall. The speech was a Trumpian tour de force. It was praised by conservatives as both a laundry list of his economic accomplishments and a searing evisceration of the supposedly socialist policies of the Democratic Party.
If forcing American taxpayers to provide unlimited free health care to illegal aliens sounds fair to you, then stand with the radical left. But if you believe that we should defend American patients and American seniors, then stand with me and pass legislation to prohibit free government health care for illegal aliens.
Republicans in Congress responded enthusiastically to Trump's call to partisan arms, chanting, The day after Trump's State of the Union speech, the Republican-controlled Senate acquitted Trump on both articles of impeachment brought against him by House Democrats, and they did so in an almost entirely party-line vote, with only Utah Republican Senator Mitt Romney breaking ranks to support one of the articles. Trump celebrated that victory with a White House celebration in which he posed with a photo of the Washington Post front page that read, "Trump acquitted," before launching into an hour-plus long diatribe, blasting his enemies and praising his pals. Trump attacked Mitt Romney as someone who, quote, used religion as a crutch, end quote, to justify his vote for impeachment, and Trump questioned whether House Speaker Nancy Pelosi actually praised for him. Quote, "It's almost like they want to destroy our country," the president said of Democrats.
Adam Schiff is a vicious, horrible person. Nancy Pelosi is a horrible person.
Then there's this. Gallup polling conducted in mid-January and released in early February pegged Trump's job approval at 49%. It's the highest that number has been in the entirety of his presidency. The rise in his overall job approval number was due in large part to the fact that 94% of Republicans now approve of the job the president is doing. That further rallying of Trump's already quite loyal base seems to have a lot to do with the partisan nature of the impeachment process and the president's seemingly successful effort to gloss over the details of what happened vis-a-vis Ukraine in order to frame the whole thing as just Democrats unwilling to accept the 2016 election result. And around all of that came the news that the U.S. economy added 225,000 new jobs in January, while the unemployment rate stayed quite low at 3.6%.
The most prosperity. We have got the most prosperity we've ever had. By the way, we're going to keep it that way, too.
Trump bragged at a campaign rally in Manchester, New Hampshire in early February. Now look, take a step back. That's a remarkable run of good news for any politician, but especially one like Trump, who has a very strong tendency to step on his own momentum, usually with a tweet or an in-politics statement. Important sidebar, Trump's petulant, revenge-driven firings in mid-February of two administration officials who testified in the House impeachment investigation did threaten to derail that momentum at least somewhat, and sidebar. Now, we are still 9 months-ish from the November election. Lots can and will happen between now and then. Presumably, the utter chaos that has engulfed the Democratic nomination fight will dissipate somewhat as the field narrows in the coming months. And with impeachment now formally behind us, it remains to be seen if Republicans continue to stay as firmly aligned behind Trump as they are right now. Honestly, it's hard to improve on a 94% job approval among your own party. Plus, there is no telling whether the economy or the perception of the economy will falter between now and the November election. So there's a lot of ifs. But what we know as of right now is that Trump is sitting in the strongest position to be reelected in November that he has been in many, many months. And that prospect has to make Democrats, who look like they may be in for a very extended primary fight, quite nervous. And that is the point. We make New Point episodes every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Make sure to check them all out.